All right, welcome back. We are going to now continue with the second piece of the camera, video number 2 of the camera, and we're going to add the face to it. So if I go back to, what it's originally supposed to look like, or what's going to look like, we're going to now construct this piece right here. We're going to do a loft, we're going to do a loft cut, and we're going to do an offset. 3 very important features that you're going to want to know. All right. One thing I haven't done yet, you may have noticed, I haven't saved this. I haven't saved it because I have the other one there, but it's always a good idea to save. You can, of course, click here. I'm sorry. The save as, and then give it your own name, and then after that, all you got to do is hit the save button up here. Always save your work. I don't want to save over the other one that I have. I could just do a save, and it's going to save it as part 4, which is absolutely fine. I don't care. And then we can just continue on. Okay, I'm going to sketch on this surface, so I'm going to pick that surface. I'm also going to bring that surface toward me, and then I am going to go into sketch. Now, you'll notice on this that this shape here is the exact same as the outside shape, just a little bit smaller. And so you can go in and you can create a rectangle and then put some radii on it, and you can do that. But this tool, I think, is very, very valuable. In the Sketch tab, you're going to see an Offset Entities. If you pick that, all of a sudden you see a red or a yellow line all the way across. Now, the default is to take the outside piece of your part and project outwards. But I can take that and hit reverse if I click here, and it brings it to the inside. Now, I think I'm going to have to do a quick measurement here. Where's my scale? I forget what that offset is. I thought it was 1/8 of an inch. And I'm correct. It's 1/8 of an inch, so it's a little bit bigger than 0.1. It's 0.125, right? And so that's going to be where that camera piece or the lens starts to come out. So I'm going to hit OK. And that puts a nice line right around the edge for me in perfect sync, 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So what I want to do is I want to put a very small indentation there. So I'm going to go over to Features. I'm going to do an extruded cut. It's going to be very small. How small? How about 0.01? Just barely. I could even make that smaller if I wanted. But if I go in there super tight, you can see there's not much. And it doesn't really have to be. It's just going to be where the lens, I'm going to use the inside line here to create the lens. All right, now here's where we're going to get into lofts. And lofts, great tool. They can be confusing. I'm also going to introduce a little bit of geometry here and how to change the location of a plane. But if I look on my lens, I'm going to go sideways here. You can see how it protrudes. Well, I have a diameter here, and I have a shape on the outside. And as you can see, it kind of lofts up from the outside to that diameter. So I need to create that. The diameter here, matter of fact, I'm going to show you, I told you about the evaluate. If I go measure, and I click on that, I got a 5/8 diameter, 0.625. Should have showed you that before. It makes it really easy, especially since I've already done it. So what I'm going to do is this. I need to create 2 surfaces. One that's going to be on this inside surface, and then the other is where the circle is going to be. This is how you do that. Okay. First of all, I want to add the plane. My first plane is literally going to be right on that surface. That's not going to be a problem. My second one, though, has to be off of that. So I got to create a plane. So I'm going to go to Features. I'm going to go to Reference Geometry, and I'm going to say Plane. it wants me to give a first reference. I'm going to pick that reference. After picking that reference, you can see it came off of that surface 0.1. So if I look at this from the side, that's kind of my loft really didn't come out that far. So I'm actually going to take that down to 0.05. I'm going to use that loft. All right. So now what I've done, I'm going to say okay. I've created another plane to draw on. I have an inside plane here, and I have this plane 1. And that's the two. I'm going to draw two shapes, one on each plane, and then loft them together. All right, so I'm going to do the first one, and all I'm doing is a sketch. So I can click here. I can say sketch, edit sketch, and I'm just going to come in and I'm going to pick, I think I can just pick that inside. Oh, I'm just picking that line. So that's not going to work. Okay, so I'm doing it that way. I'm going to do here, and I'm going to do sketch, and I'm going to do an offset. Now notice how I did the offset, right? But I'm going to zero out that offset. So that puts it exactly where I want it, right on the inside of that cutout. And I'm going to hit OK. And that's one sketch. I'm going to exit out. Now I also have to put another sketch on plane 2. So I'm going to bring that one forward again. And I'm going to draw that circle right at the origin. Remember I said keep that origin in a place you can use it. I know this is right in the middle. I'm going to draw that at 0.625. And there's my other sketch. All right, so I have two sketches. I want to loft those sketches together now. So I'm going to go to Features. I'm going to go to a lofted base. This isn't a cut, it's a base, so it's creating material. My profiles are going to be, guys, click it, that one and that one. And then I can hit OK. And now if I do a side view, you can see it's created a lofted area coming out of here, going up to that circle. All right, so that is what we wanted for sure. Now I want to do the camera, the part in the middle. One thing you can do too, this plane, if you right click on it, you can hide it. I don't need it anymore. I've already used it. So now I get rid of it. Now I want to do, I'm actually going to do a lofted cut. You get to see both worlds here. The lofted cut is going to go from that outside circle that I already have to the second one. You can kind of see it's cut back in. So I'm going to go to back to here. And I, again, have to create those two sketches of where I want to cut. But I'm going to use that one. And I have to have another one that I cut down too. So I'm just going to use that surface. I'm going to create a sketch on that surface. Actually, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go to Feature, and I'm going to do a different geometry from that surface. But this time I want it to go back in the other way. So I'm going to reverse it. Flip offset. And so it'll be, it'll be in there far enough. I'm not really concerned about where that's going to be. I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to be on that plane. I'm going to create a sketch on that plane. that sketch is going to be, again, right at the middle. I look straight on. Let's make this one, I think it was 0.375. Yep. All right, I'm going to get out of that. All right, so now I have this surface, and I want to do a lofted cut. So I can come up to lofted cut, sketch 10, and I can use that edge. I hit OK, and now I have a lofted cut based on those two. So the important thing here is to get your planes correct. And then make sure your drawings are in the right, or your sketches are in the right place too. I'm going to hide that to get that out of the way. All right. One more thing I'm going to do. We have a little dot circle in there. Okay. So let's put that. And for that, I can just pick that, that surface, hit sketch. I'm going to do circle. Don't know exactly how big it is. We'll just take a guess for this purposes. Let's go 0.2. Yeah, it looks about right. And I want to make a tiny indentation on that. So I'm going to use an extruded cut. The cut's going the right way. It's 0.01. That's fine. And I'm going to do that for when I color it. I have a surface in there to color. Not going to color it yet, but I'll color it when it's all done and we have everything else on there. All right, so we've done an offset, we've done a loft, a lofted base, and we've done a lofted cut. Three very, very important features that give you a lot of shape in what you do. All right, so in the next video, we're going to finish the blink camera, and then after that, get on to the plug.